Kobe Bryant once said, "The moment you give up is the moment you let someone else win." Hi, I'm Harper Massey, and I'm an accounting major from Baton Rouge. Today, I want to tell everyone about the story of how I broke my leg playing football my sophomore year of high school. So, there are times in life when everything seems to be going well, and there are other times when it feels like the whole world is just against you. While those moments are difficult, they always bring out the best in the people that know how to overcome them. So breaking my leg my sophomore year of high school was a super difficult process that happened to me, and I just wanted to share how that turned into be one of the most influential events in my life. So September 7th, 2016 started as just a normal day in my life at Catholic High School here in Baton Rouge. I went to class, went to lunch, went to more class, and eventually it was time for football practice, and then later that day we had a football game since I practiced with the varsity team on Wednesdays, and then Wednesday nights we had junior varsity football games. So we traveled over to Zachary, which is another city close here to Baton Rouge, and the game was going pretty well. I was playing wide receiver, playing running back. I racked up a bunch of yards for the team, and it was just a great game overall for the whole team. We were winning, and all of a sudden, the first play of the fourth quarter happens, and my whole life just changed. So I took the ball. It was a routine run play. I took the handoff from the quarterback, ran the ball up the middle, and there was a hole starting to open up in the middle field, so I just tried to hit it, and all of a sudden this big defensive lineman just jumped on my back. And I was trying to run through him, fight through the tackle, but it turned into his weight being on top of me, along with my own weight, and me trying to run forward, and my leg just ended up just snapping. It was crazy. So I'm waiting on the ambulance. So I look down and my leg is just, it's crazy. It's just hanging there, which is the most insane thing if you've never broken a bone or something that traumatic. So I look down, my leg is just hanging there. And as I'm waiting for the ambulance, all my coaches are around me and my dad's there on the field. And I remembered that I had this chain on that my grandpa gave me back in the beginning of high school. And I held onto the chain. I was thinking of him. And it was just a great reminder to be strong, and it was just a great memory for me to have on the field when I was having a really tough time. So, anyways, we go to the ambulance, we get to the hospital, have surgery, the whole ordeal. So fast forward about a month to October, middle of October, I start my physical therapy process to get back on the field the next year, hopefully. It was 12 weeks, 3 times a week. Pretty strenuous course, pretty strenuous thing to do, but I made it through. I got stronger, and the whole time through physical therapy, the rest of the football season was going on. So I was able to go to all my teammates' games, go to the practices, and see all the coaches and the teammates that had helped me along the way, saw me break my leg on the field, and they were just always there supporting me and just helping me get through when I was having a tough day. They'd ask me how I was doing, and just make sure I was doing okay whenever I see them down. So finally, after about 12 weeks on crutches, in a boot, going to physical therapy, they finally cleared me to run again and lift weights, which is a huge thing because I couldn't put any pressure on my leg or anything like that. And before I knew it, I was just taking it one day at a time, and it was time for spring football. So go through spring football, I could do all that stuff. And then the next season, the next fall, the team played really well. I was a big contributor. We made it all the way to the state championship game, and we actually won the state championship, which was just a crazy exclamation point on kind of my comeback story, which was breaking my leg the year before, going through this whole recovery process, and then ultimately winning at the highest division, highest classification in the state of Louisiana. And I just remember looking around in the Superdome after we had won the game, look up at the final score, and kind of just take it all in. I hadn't really had a moment to sit back and realize what I accomplished. So just standing on the turf in the Superdome, looking at the Mercedes-Benz logo on the ceiling, it was just a great feeling to look back at everything I had accomplished. So I wouldn't be the person I am today without going through this tough time. And although I obviously never wish this on anybody, it was probably the greatest experience of my life to be able to go through that physical and mental battle that I had to go through every day. And looking back, I would never change a thing because it's taught me more about grit and perseverance more than any other experience that I've ever had.